Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Aries, and of course, very big welcome to the other zodiac signs that felt like this constellation has a message for them as well. So you're becoming a bonus reading because you had all the way at the beginning already a reading where the sun was in Cancer, and so tomorrow the sun is going into Leo, and then the moon is in Taurus, so you get a bonus reading. Otherwise you have to wait another month to get a reading. So here, just really quickly, the sun is highlighting the moon in your sign, in the Emperor. And of course I'm doing these readings because I'm creating my own tarot deck with yoga positions. So I have here Ashwasanchalan Asana, the high lounge, the success that we want to create out of the third eye with the dualities. We can become that ourselves. And for you, I did the meditation because you are the brain, and the brain or the mind, the head, can only be accessed through meditation. The court card for you is the Queen of Wands. If your birthday is between March 12th and April 9th, this is your court card. If it comes up here, I'm just demonstrating the court card, where's the moon and where's the sun right now at this moment. This moment exists only once a year, so that's why you get only once a month a reading from me. Now, going back to the last reading where you had the sun already in Cancer, the message was meditate on the Garden of Venus and heal the Earth's wounds. Right, you had the Emperor, you had the garden, and then I used, of course, the meditation picture from the yoga card. So when we look within, we see all four directions as well. We see the inner direction and the outer direction. So there are 6 directions, and the 6 is the holy number, is the hexagram. And I got a message. I did get a message from you through the sun. So I have the book of the tarot through Oswald Wirth, which was used in the Kabbalistic Rose Cross order. And this is, of course, a German book. It's the 22 steps into initiation. And here it speaks about, in the Cancer card, that the only culture that has kept the understanding of an inner perspective, meaning that when I understand that my being from within is, if I would write the word, let's say E, the letter E, if I write it on the paper, I write it from left to right. But what is important is that when we look at the person and we see their right hand, we see it on our left side, and verse, right? We see the left hand on our right side. And so she explains that every artist was never able to create really a self-portrait because they only see the reflection in the mirror. Now with photography it's a little different. We can basically print it the way we really look like, and a lot of people don't like the way they look on the pictures because they for the first time see themselves how they really look from the other person's perspective. And so what is really important, the sentence here, is that what I see, I cannot be. And that what I am I can not see. And then of course she explains that there are a few tribes that kept the writing from right to left. We changed from left to right, and one of those tribes are the Jewish people. They are writing from a beingness, from an inner understanding, so from right to left. And I got that where the sun is highlighting you, which is the age of Aries. And we know that the earth does a wobble in itself which lasts 25,000 years, and that wobble goes backwards through the zodiac signs. And so Aries is the age of the Judaism, the religion. Before Aries was the age of Taurus, which is the holy cow, which is the Indian, the yoga, the culture of meditation. And then comes the age of Aries, and the next age, going backwards, was now the age of Pisces, which is then very interesting because here we have the head. The body part of the Aries is the head. So the thinking and that visualizing and mentally understanding it, but not physically doing it. And the age of Pisces is Jesus, the fisherman. Jesus who is walking on water. Jesus who is going out there and bringing the message to the people. And so the age of Pisces is the New Testament, and the age of Aries is, of course, the Old Testament, the Bible, the old one, right? And now, of course, we go into the age of Aquarius, which brings the information down from the satellite, from the internet, through this medium of technology. So I decided to make this reading not placing the cards from left to right, but from right to left. And let's see what's gonna happen with this message. And we begin, of course, with one of the oldest tarots back in the 15th century, the Visconti Sforza tarot. Comes the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is speaking about Saturn in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is the archer. Sagittarius is the one that is also a knight, fire and fire. Enthusiastically he goes out and wants to achieve things, but sometimes the 10 can be a little bit much, and we can see how all crossings create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points, which are then the 16 court cards. And so here we have a lot of people in there, a lot of action, and this tarot was created by a couple that was married by their parents. The Viscontis had a daughter, the Sforzas had a son. And so, of course, money married wealth or power. And after 10 years of a successful marriage, because usually love is not always given, they painted the tarot. So a very beautiful story is speaking here to you. An effort, a strong effort to create something, to create a beautiful pattern here is speaking to you. Then comes Oswald Wirth. So I'm not placing the card this way, I'm placing the card this way, right? So it's new to me, so let's see. The Oswald Wirth tarot, he painted only the 22 major arcanas, and here comes the moon. And as you can see, the moon is looking already into the direction of exactly that circle that goes to the left. And here the lobster is coming out, and we can see the two towers, we can see the dark and the light dog, so we can see the wolf and the dog howling. So this is governing our dreams, And it's speaking about you being connected now through the influence of the moon, you being connected to messages, to information that's deep in your subconscious. And so his cards were used in the Kabbalistic Rose Cross Order that was formed 1888 in France. La Lune, that's why they're French cards, Italian, French. Then comes the Fool, the Hermetic Tarot. The Hermetic Tarot was used in the Order of the Golden Dawn, and the Order of the Golden Dawn was as well created 1888 in England. The Fool, a new beginning. This moon is beginning something new also for me. I got the information, I got the message, and so you as well will see things from a different perspective. The 18 is then calculated together, a 9, a completion. A completion that's saying, yes, I am feeling that things are speaking to me, are helping me to see through this second reading that the healing, the combination of water and fire is one of the most difficult things or elements to combine ever, right? And nevertheless, we're able to do it. Masculine and feminine find each other, and again, a new beginning can start, and the new generation is able to start like a fool this journey that is now going to the left. Then comes Arthur Waite. Now out of this order comes Arthur Waite and Aleister Crowley, which comes after. So out of this order that was created 1888 as well, a big message, a 1, the Magician, and the 8, the infinite loop of here the 2 of Pentacles, speaking about everything is constantly in its exchange. The dark and the light, the feminine and the masculine are being guided or being directed by the third eye. The third eye creates this triangle to my right hand, the third eye creates the line to my left hand, and together it creates the triangle that I can actively do things. And so here you get the message of Jupiter in Capricorn to juggle, to see that everything is constantly in movement, the same way the moon is moving around our earth, and you get your reading always on the day the moon is in your sign. And this is like a juggler, right? Juggle with the dualities and learn to work with it. Aleister Crowley, who was also in the Order of the Golden Dawn, comes the 7 of Cups. The illusion that there is an illusionary world, Venus in Scorpio. Here he says that this is quite a negative energy, that the only way to get out of this negative energy is to purify yourself, to come into the one, to come into that one thought, which is love. Pure love, not a love to a person, not a duality love, the love where the crossing of this infinite 8 is happening. And so his cards were published 22 years after his death, 1969. So as well a big message, because we have 22 major arcanas. And so that's that big circle spinning to the left. And here you get the message, focus on love, focus on what it is that you want to bring into this world. Don't go into the desires that just want to be consumed and want to be taken. Focus on something much, much deeper, which is love. Then comes Salvador Dali, 1970. The Five of Swords, Venus in Aquarius. Now, Venus is the planet of beauty, of the feminine, which we see here, this woman standing. And he holds two swords, and one is on the floor, the other one here. And he's actually holding three swords. But here, this one is just leaning over one shoulder. And so he is caught in the game of his mind, and the game of his mind is thinking that he needs to win. Mentally, he thinks he needs to win. Maybe this battle here with an emotional dissatisfaction, an emotional, not being mature enough, not being stable enough, wanting to devour certain emotions, but realizing they're not happening, realizing they're not really freeing him. The only thing he has to focus is here on this butterfly dress that he put on him, is the transformation that we get when we let go of the five. The five is always a test, right? So we don't have a portal yet, but now comes the Golden Dawn Tarot. Now this tarot is now the tarot that was created in this order. So this was the tarot that existed, the Hermetic Tarot. Then the order was formed 1888 in England, and then they created this tarot, which was published 1978. Right? And so here comes the Five of Cups, which is Mars in Scorpio. Now Mars is your ruling planet. Mars is that circle behind the mandala. Mars is action. Mars is a warrior. And so a warrior and Five of Cups emotions is making the first 5-5 portal in the mental and in the emotional, to find a stability, to find that no matter what, you have always the love, you have always the center, you have always where it comes from. That central understanding of a deeper love that is not judging, that is not wanting to win, that is learning to hold here this Five of Cups, which is a little bit more positive than usually in Arthur Waite's deck, which looks like this. Right? He's looking down to the Three Cups, and behind him, if he would look around, he sees the Two Cups, and he would be able to go over the bridge and go back home. Right? So I'm going to put this down. This is telling you, learn from these two fives, learn to overcome the fact that you create the tests that make you stronger and wiser. Every test is here to make us stronger and wiser. Hermann Handel, a German artist that was captured in the World War II and saved by a Jewish soldier. That marked him, and so he painted the tarot as well, published in 1985. The Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, Mercury in Virgo, is saying to overcome these two fives, which then builds a 10, can lead to a 10 that marks a material richness, but also an emotional richness. And of course, if we combine now these two, it's the only way to really be happy is to be happy from within, to be happy from the word of love, to be happy of something that is too much, right? Too not good enough, not strong enough, illusionary, a success that is based in illusion. So if I calculate the 7 and the 5, I get the number 12, which is a 3, which creates new things, which is the Empress. And the 3 is always that new generation, that new creation. And the 12 are the 12 zodiac signs, right? So you can see that here is something speaking profoundly to you, creating then the 10, because the 10 is speaking to you in metaphor, in the metaphorical way. Find a richness within, find this arrangement where within the dualities are creating and recreating constantly the new success. And then comes the medicine woman, the 3 of swords. So you have 5 swords and 3 swords, which then creates 8 swords. And the 8, as we know, is that infinite spiral, is that infinite coming and going. And with the 2 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, you have also 12 Pentacles. 12, again, the number 3, the number 3. Now, if you are hurt, if you have been hurt, the only way to overcome that kind of pain is by listening to your heart, by knowing that the love that you can now bring back to you from the future, knowing that this error is reaching through the heart, and learning that these 5 can only overcome by looking at the 3 swords that he's holding and touching, right? The other 2 are lying on the floor, and that you have to learn that within you lies the power to overcome any difficulty, any mental pain or emotional pain that was brought to you because of the tests, right? We remember always that the tests are here, but the 10 is then overcoming the tests. 2 times 5, right? Or 4 times the 2 is fitting into the 10. And then comes the Oracle energy square to the GPS, the number 15, which is a 6. And the number 15 is connected to the Capricornian energy, the devil. And of course, here the GPS is speaking about find within you the arrangement to know where you want to go, because this card is placed on the Hermit. The Hermit is getting his information from within. GPS is saying, oh my God, your intuition is showing you what you can do. You need to let yourself be helped to navigate yourself through this life, and truly, slowly we become a little impatient. Why are you not understanding that you are guided? Why are you not understanding that this triangle is pointing upwards, and that you need to learn that the path to happiness is always coming from within? Right? The path to happiness is here in the 3, pointing up, right? The path to happiness is in the triangle pointing up. The triangle pointing up. GPS is leading you forward to the next 5, the 23. Like I said, this is a gift. And this is a gift. Gifts, these kind of gifts, these kind of tests make us stronger, make us more powerful. And here you are finding a love that comes from natural connection with animals, with people, with humans, friends that are there for us, they are with us. And that's the true gift of the 23 of the number 5. And then comes the King of Swords, the Age of Aquarius, speaking about if you want to control these swords and these swords, right? I have to put them here. Sometimes, because I'm reading now from right to left, I have to place them correctly. Then you understand that he knows how to control and how to bring himself into its center so that he can control this 3x5 gift. The gift of forgiving, the gift of letting go, the gift of understanding that things are infinitely challenging us and that we cannot stop it, that always when we inhale we think we have, and when we exhale we think that we don't have, and we have to give it back. And so here you are learning the gift to bring the sword into your awareness, bring the sword into your awareness through the age of Aquarius, which is then bringing the error to you, the error that's pointing up, the number 3, the error that is pointing into the heart. The error can be pointed up the same way. He has the sword pointing down, but the arrow can also go up. So it's this crossing. It's again and again, when something is crossing, it's speaking about the understanding that spirit and matter, time and space, in the center is the heart, and the heart is what is always helping us to overcome any difficulties, mental, emotional, physical, or actual, right? And so here you get the message to look up and know what comes from up there is now the 6 of coins. So you have 2 coins, then you have the 10 coins, which is 12, and now you get another 6, which is 18 coins. 18 is the number 9. 18 is that you get a second reading, is that you have the 1818 portal in the financial, and the moon is waking over you, is looking over and helping you to evolve further, to come out of the emotional pool and going past the square, the 4, right? Past the number 4, which is your card, and go into the 6. The 6 is the hexagram. The 6 is that giving and taking, giving and taking in that infinite knowledge within the third eye, because it's the number 6. And so the horns that are coming out of this beautiful deer is saying, yes, when you understand nature, you understand the giving and the taking of this energy, right, of the number 6 out of the heart, because the triangle that's pointing down and the triangle that's pointing up is crossing over and is creating the hexagram. And from there comes then an understanding of the Libra. Here comes a Libra into the justice, a justice that is justifiable, a justice that is when I hold that one sword close, right, then those 8 swords are not affecting me. Remember, there's one sword, the only sword or the only arrow that goes through the heart is important. The sword that he holds in his hands and is pointing down, and now you get another sword. So if I calculate all the swords together, now you have 5 and 3 are 8, then here you have 9, and then here you have 10 swords. And 10 swords in Arthur Waite are the 10 of swords lying on the floor and saying, okay, I understood that the Golden Dawn message, because the Golden Dawn was using the 10 as that message. I have realized something. I have overcome something. I have learned something. That these tests, these fives, are giving me now a liberation into 10 swords, into a justice, into everything always is just, and justice will always bring us forward into life. Good. Now the last row we have the frog. The frog is healing, the frog is water, and that's exactly where you have to understand that the 7 can only be let the rain come down, let the water come down and cleanse what is happening down here, this like swampy energy. No fresh water is coming in with this card. So now the rain comes and it's cleansing and clearing the 7, right, with the frog, that then maybe makes it an 8. But we have 7 and 5, right? Remember? So these are 12 cups, and now comes the frog saying, let go of all of this sadness, of all this delusional thinking, cleanse yourself, revamp yourself, and come back into this world, because out of all of these tests, here comes now the diamond, the number 17, which is an 8, the infinite renewal of extreme force, extreme pressure is then creating the diamond. And the diamond speaks about a deep resilience, a deep strength that is helping you to realize that healing comes sometimes because we don't realize how powerful and how valuable this pressure is that we get sometimes through the 5s, and that this pressure is tests and challenges that make us even more beautiful and more strong, and is helping us to use the right type of power. That's what the Emperor needs to learn. He needs to learn that his power cannot just be, I can do whatever I want. He needs to help people to overcome things that are difficult, because the 9 of Wands are coming up now. And now you have 19 Wands. You have the 10 of Wands, and you go down to the 9 of Wands, right? So 19 is the Sun. Is the Sun in Cancer. Is the Sun speaking to us directly. Heal and open through pressure, no matter how much you have been hurt, no matter, you are the diamond, you become strong. You know in your heart is the truth, is that listening to the heart in this precious diamond, right? And from there comes the number 34, the overflow, overwhelm and plenty, and that's a 7, connecting to the 7, right? So when we look at it, that yes, it's overflowing, but now you have shifted and changed it into a more serene and beautiful energy. You have realized something. You have realized that life, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how intense life is, because this is a 9 and this is a 9, no matter how intense life can be, you learning to realize that in this 9-9 portal is the power to heal, that you can learn that the moon in Aries is speaking to you in a very profound way. Go deep down into your subconscious and see that the overflow has healed because of this precious diamond, and she's looking at it. She's looking at the diamond and she's realizing, yes, I am continuously growing and shifting and changing, and no matter what happened to me, right, I am going forward. And then you can cry, you can really cry. Here comes the soul. You can cry, the number 14, another 5. So the 5, 5, 5, 4 times 5. I'm getting, right? Here with this 5, you can really let go the gift, realize that this gift was necessary, realize that the mental attack and the emotional attack was important because it made you stronger, was important, and now it's flowing again, has healed something that was stagnant and not flowing, has healed here your heart, right? And now you're able to cry. Now you're able to see that the soul is speaking to you. The soul in its passionate way is speaking to you with this card, which is then preparation. Luck comes most often to the person and the place where preparation, opportunity, and skill meet. The number 12. Again, the 12 is speaking strongly. All the zodiac signs are influenced, I guess, by this reading. Maybe it's a collective reading. So all the 12 zodiac signs are influenced by this energy, because we all have to learn that to lead and to be a master, we need to come into the only valuable energy there is, or emotion, that is love. A love that then brings this opportunity and this deeper preparation for something that you don't even know yet, right? Because it's looking into the future. The eye can see, the third eye can see that here the sixth, the third eye, the sixth chakra is giving and taking, is constantly in exchange. The sixth chakra, the third eye, knows the GPS is leading you to the right places, always, right? And so now this is leading then into the Ace of Pentacle, that one material energy there is, looking at the preparation that you took, that you had through the soul, through the third eye. Now you see here the Ace of Material. She's looking deep within and sees through the third eye that all of this has just prepared her for something bigger, for something that she hasn't even realized yet, right? Because it's this overflow of the moon position. This is where the moon position is, the card number 18. The overflow is naturally always there. If we want to hold on, right, to it, which is then your position, the Emperor, if you forcing things, right, you don't realize that the moon is already providing everything you need right here for you, and it's coming natural. Don't force anything. So never use force. Never think that you are powerful and that you can just do whatever you want with the people, right? Remember that you are a queen. Remember that you have the power to realize that no matter how much you have been hurt, you can get yourself out of it, and you can really come into the 8, the 17, right? The 1 and the 7. The 7 is here, and the 1 is really with this. The 1 and the 7, right? Creating new materialness through the pressure, through the tests that you have been through. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the Earth has turned in such a way that we see the constellation Leo behind the Sun. And we can see that the action of 10 wands and 9 wands are here, right, to do what you need to be doing. There's no really a Leo here, but we're gonna see what the strength of Leo will manifest within you. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.